Hey everybody! Welcome back to the Mindcrack episode 7 or 6 or something like, I don't know. Your friendly neighborhood Zisteau is here on the rooftops, prowling and in the depths of night, looking for sinister hoodlums doing evil acts of daring do. We've been swinging from rooftop to rooftop with the web things that come from our wrist. No, actually, I just came up here to look around to get a nice vantage and check it out. Stuff is definitely still developing. That's one of the cool things about having a little tiny map. And you know, if it was up to me, I would almost say, let's just stop the expansion altogether. Let's just keep everything super tiny. But I know there are some people who just like to explore. Look at what the hell happened over there. It looks like a bomb went off on some normal-looking building. So, I did a little work. You can see down there the town square design is starting to develop. I made it a little smaller. I thought it was a little too big. I developed the spikes on the corners, and we're going to continue to work on that today. We're going to do two things. We're going to work on this a little bit and that a little bit. Something for everybody. A community project thingy and my own house. Okay. Anything else to look at? There's a new building over there. Maybe we should go look at that. You can see there's some other buildings in the distance, which I haven't necessarily gone up and explore in person. I don't know that I've looked in that one either. But what you're going to have to do, if you want to see all these, you're going to have to watch other people's videos. Because I'm not going to go and explore every single one. I don't want to spoil everybody's videos. If you want to see that, go watch one of Badge's videos, for instance. Okay, let's see if I can negotiate. Let's just do this. Let me go do... Boop, and hi-ya! Whoa! Okay, feather falling foreboots test complete. So, today, ooh, okay, that was interesting. It loaded in like signs and item frames first. Today I want to work on this a little bit, this sort of half-step up-down thing. Towards the end of last episode, I expressed that I thought this would probably be annoying to walk over. And a lot of people confirmed my thoughts that they would find that annoying too. We're going to make this flat. And so I've got a number of different selections of colored glass and colored clay. And I have an idea. I don't know if it's going to work. And if it doesn't work, we'll just revert it to being fairly desaturated so that there aren't many colors. It's mostly... if this doesn't work with these bright colors, we'll change it back to just being mostly stone textures. But the idea I had is to not only give some color to this, but to use it as a means of pointing in the direction of where you want to go. So a number of us have probably talked about this in different videos, and after a certain amount of time, I don't know when this is going to happen, when they're going to open, but after a certain amount of time, we're going to open up 4 other villages in addition to Spawn Village. And they are going to be at the ends of these roads at wherever the world border is when we open them. So like 300 blocks in every direction or something like that. And they're going to all be themed. So one is going to be Goodland for games. One's going to be a farm village for different farms and animal pens and stuff. Then a third one is going to be for shops, for selling things, to get an economy going. And then the fourth... Ooh, okay. Okay, that block doesn't like me. The fourth one is going to be for redstone stuff, right? So I was thinking maybe we could color code this so that if you're in Spawn Town and you want to know which one to go to, you look for the appropriate color. So, for instance, red might just refer to... the redstone village, right? That makes sense. That seems to be the easiest one to pick out. So let's just do this and see what that looks like. And also, in addition to the colors, the compass roses upon which this design is based, a lot of times they'll have kind of like a shading effect where half of the pointer will be bright or dark and half will be lighter. Like there's a light hitting it and half of it's in the light, half of it's in the shade. So I thought, since I wanted to have some transparency anyway, we could maybe try something like that. Let's, since we've only done one, but let's just pop up here and take a look at it. I'm not sure if that'll work or not, but let's lay some out And then maybe I'll do some different variations off camera to see if something works. But anyway, that was the initial idea, that the red would point to the redstone. Then we've got Goodland. I think probably a natural color for Goodland would be green. And I don't know in which direction each village is going to be. So if this works and we actually do it, once we open those villages, I will rearrange the colors so that they fit the directions where everything actually is. Okay, so let's put green here. This is actually lime green. I made a couple variations for each of the different types when I could. I even made pink stained clay because there's not like a slightly lighter red. There's just orange. Okay. Oh no, I need. Let's try that. Oops. Okay, and I do have a silk touch pick. Let me just leave the silk touch pick on. Okay. Good. Okay, so that's two. Now, one thing to consider is that when you use stained clay like this, and you're going to use something like bricks and stairs, you want it to be a fairly neutral color. So, I'll fiddle with it afterwards off camera. Let's just get this thing laid out. So the third color, let's see, we've got shops. Shops, and what was the other one? Redstone, Goodland, shops. I've forgotten. Farms. Okay, farms. I was thinking farms would be yellow for the color of wheat. And if yellow doesn't look good, because yellow is kind of hard to make work with a building, I've got a few other options. We can also do purple. Okay. And then the yellow glass. And last but not least, the last one we have is my brain working? Can I remember the fourth one? The shops, right. Okay, so Goodland would be that way, hypothetically. And the farms would be that way. The redstone would be that way. The shops would be this way. I think the shops will be blue. And I don't have a real good reason for that. That's just the color I picked. Maybe this. And if this looks hideous, I'll just get rid of it. Okay. All right, and then I think the light blue is maybe the way to go. Whoop. Okay, so those two definitely don't go well together. The blue, the stained clay blue, looks more like purple than it looks like blue, so we may have hit a snag there. What if, okay, let's try this. I'm gonna put these here. Oops. There's a bug with the snapshot we're in where blocks will be invisible until a block like this right here, until a block next to them gets updated like so. Yeah, that doesn't look so good either. Okay, so maybe blue isn't gonna work. Let me run down here and snag the ones that have been dropped. Since these are, I mean, the things that are really limited on this server right now are sand and clay. We do have a mesa, and the border has expanded to include a pretty good chunk of it, but it is still limited. Let's pop up on the ladder and take a look at what it looks like with the colors. Ooh, wow, that's really bright. Those really stand out strongly. I think what I'll do is, yeah, the yellow's not doing it for me. The yellow's too strong for sure. What I will probably do is try to find some colors that are more similar. There's way too much colors going on there. We can maybe have 4 different colors, but it's got to be more muted, the whole thing. So just to see it from a little bit farther away, let's pop up here. All the way to the top. You really need an elevator, Seth. I mean, what kind of apartment building doesn't have an elevator? Just makes you walk the stairs all the time. That's the wrong way. Okay, so if you notice, most of the buildings in the town use primarily the stone brick kind of color, grays. And those colors down there in the town square, they really stand out strongly. All right, so let me do some stuff off camera. Look for some variations that don't shout right in your face quite so much. So, I tried a lot of different combinations, and I've got 4 different variations to show you guys. And what I'd like to do is I'd like you to let me know in the comments which of these 4 you think is best. Or maybe if we should have 2, maybe like 1 pair going north-south and 1 pair going east-west. Something like that. And also, someone in, I think, last episode said, why don't you put a fountain in the middle there? That might be kind of neat. And I thought, okay, I can do that. I did that. So we've got a fountain now. It's kind of, well, it's kind of small. I don't want a huge thing. The square's not very big. So I don't think a fountain in the middle should be very big. And it's a little bit fiddly. You've got to have this sort of little, like, cup shape at the top for the water to spill off. And people were also saying you should put some glass or something transparent so that you can see down into the bottom. I also think that's a good idea. And I'm wondering, can we combine the fountain idea? Because it seems very small. Like, I'd like it to cascade more and be more complex. Can we combine that idea with the idea that we can see down beneath us? Maybe the fountain, instead of stopping right here, like the water level's right there, instead of that, what if we cut a hole through that and had it cascade down here? So right now, this room, it's the same as last time. But what I would eventually like to do is to have more vaulting, some of these arches like this, and to have those come across like this, and give the room a much more interesting shape. I also think we should go down a little bit deeper to get to the bottom. And if we had a fountain cascading down in the middle and then some arches going up, the whole thing could look really interesting. I mean, the original idea was just to put up some signs so people could organize, you know, or come to find out where, or, you know, what projects were underway and who was working on them. And it would also be good for videos so that viewers could look at a video where someone looked at the signs and be able to tell what's going on in the town. But I think if, you know, the more interesting a building we can make, or a room, subterranean chamber, the better. Okay, so here's the different options. We've got cyan and blue. Cyan and blue stained clay. Over here we've got blue and light blue. It's hard to remember what colors they are because it looks like purple and violet, doesn't it? Okay, so purple, or blue and light blue, cyan and light blue, and then the last one is, oh wait, do I only have 3? Okay, so these 2 are the same. I only have 3. Blue and light blue, cyan and light blue, cyan and purple. I think all of them are much more muted than the 4 colors we had before. And what I was thinking, oh, I brought some, what was I going to do with the quartz? Oh yeah, I also tried, I tried a lot of different options. But I thought these were the best and the less shouty. They didn't shout in your face quite so much. One other thing. So, I still would like to work in somehow that idea of you being able to look at town square and point yourself in the direction you need to go. So if we want to go to the redstone town, maybe there should just be, instead of like this whole pointer, you know, arrow or whatever, instead of that whole thing being red, maybe we could do something a little bit more subtle, like just have some details here or something. Like this. Maybe not exactly like this, but this kind of thing where it's just a few blocks and it doesn't take up a ton of space. Yeah, I think that might work. It's just an idea though, something to work on. So let me know what you think. Let me just go ahead and dig this out because I'm going to want to work on that detail off camera, try a bunch of different things. If you're new to my videos, you may think, well, oh, is that the final thing? No, I do lots of variations for everything I do to find what works best. And sometimes it's a long process. Sometimes I stumble upon things quickly. Usually it's a long process. But I think we're kind of headed in an interesting direction, and we need to start to develop this as well so that all these arches and things link up with the details up here, etc. Okay, so that's like half the video, and instead of just doing one thing for the whole video, I thought let's split it in half and work on 2 things so that if some of you are only interested in certain builds on the server, or, you know, certain types of things. Maybe we can offer you something that interests you. So, anyway, let's work on the house a little bit. Since last time, I haven't really worked on the house at all. I think I showed last time that this floor had been made. So this is the same. But I mentioned I wanted a staircase leading up to a ceiling and a staircase down. Not up to a ceiling, up to a second level. And then a staircase down leading down to a basement. And what I thought up off camera a little while ago is that what if we have, instead of one entrance, like most houses, how does it work? You go in the front door and then there's stairs inside the house. This is not a typical house. Why am I thinking of doing things the typical way? So, yeah, instead of doing that, we're going to have 3 entrances. So that's one. We already got one. This one is going to be the second entrance, and this is going to lead you into the basement. Let's swap out items here, because we're working on something different. Seth Bring. You know, there was like 6 people on just a few minutes ago, and then I started to record, and like everybody disappeared. Let me get rid of this stuff. Man, this is getting full. I'm going to need more storage. We're going to have to expand our house, or, you know, get it to far enough along in its development so that we can start actually making a storage room and storing all my stuff. Let's get that. Let's get some cobblestone. And some of these fences. Let's get the axe out. What else are we using? Just those, I guess. Oh. And I guess dark wood, dark oak wood slabs, and dark oak wood stairs. All right. So, let's do a little bit working on this entrance. So one thing I did for this entrance is I pulled it out a bit so that it extends outside of the cube. The original walls of the cube are outlined in this cobblestone formation on the edge, the skin, if you will, if you want to call it a skin. So this is sort of sticking out beyond that. If we're going to have an entrance here, I think it should probably stick out too. And then the third entrance I think is going to come up here. And there's going to be a staircase leading up to the second level. And I really don't have a master plan for this house. I'm just sort of, I'm working spontaneously and just trying to do things differently than I've done them before. I don't always have a master plan when I do things, I promise, even though it may seem like that, or, you know, I may have a reputation for that kind of thing. Oops. Just gonna put torches there. That's my normal spot for the torches. So that little pathway will lead up to the roof. There's also another possibility that it might come up from this side. But that's going to go up to the roof. Whoa, don't fall in there. I'm going to have to axe myself out and rebuild the house. That's one cool thing. A way to get down to the basement is we will be able to just fall through a hole in the ground. So anyway, I think what will probably work, if this came out, we should probably pull this out with some of these fence guys. But first we should probably, let's figure out the sort of shape it should take. And like I said, I don't have a plan. We had this sort of cube shape. Does it extend beneath ground? Like what happens beneath ground once we start hollowing things out? I don't know. We're going to figure it out. Will it just be dirt? Am I going to line it with a different block? Will it have this skin shape? What if the skin sort of poked in and like we lined the pathway with the skin? And by skin, I mean stone wall. That might be cool. We could sort of flip the model on its head. So most of the house, the stone is on the outside, and the wood fences are the construction material for the house, the bricks, if you will. What if we reverse that and had this sort of go in there? That might be neat. But first, okay, fine. Let's just figure out the path. So we're walking down the path. Yay, we're walking down the path. And then they split here. Okay, oh, shoot. And we do a little parkour for our little temporary thing. Okay, and then I'm feeling spontaneously that I want this shovel. That's what I want. I think we want to go like this. like this, and then kind of down in this direction, down and to the right. That's kind of what I want to do. All right, so that's about the approximate shape I'd like for the basements, or whatever ends up being down here. I haven't even thought about where the functions will go, things like furnaces and storage, and the bed and all that kind of stuff. Haven't even thought about it, but I think I'll either have a chamber like this. I think I may make it bigger once we start putting stuff in here, like chests and things like that, or I may have multiple ones. Haven't really decided. I did add more of the cobblestone walls here so that they sort of poke in like that. And what I'm wondering is, should I extend this fence idea down? Should I get rid of the dirt, or should we maintain the landscape that it's dirt? Because we are kind of on a hill, and if I just start deleting the hill and adding fences everywhere, we're not going to have a hill anymore. So I'm not really sure quite what I should do. I think we're kind of going in the vaguely, generally correct direction. Maybe I should just, make the walls out of the fences, but only like 2 blocks thick. So we'd have to get rid of 2 blocks like this, and then replace them with the fences, and see basically what that looks like for the walls, and as well for the, I guess for the ceilings. For the ceiling, we'll go all the way until we run into the fences above, for things directly above this path that I dug. Ooh, and I should pay attention to the contours of this path I dug, because I'd like to replicate those. It's basically just replace the dirt with fences. So basically just this level right here, kind of like that, and basically do that for the whole room. So if we replace all the walls and the ceiling and whatnot with the fences, it looks kind of like this. Crazy! Oh my gosh, look at this. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Fences everywhere. I'm getting close to running out of fences. I made 3,400 or something when I started this project, and I may have to make some more. But here we go. There's a room at the bottom, approximately the same shape as the one on top of it. You can see the floor of the one on top of it there. And I'm not exactly sure. I thought maybe there would be some sort of drop shaft I could make to just sort of jump down here. I do have the feather falling after all. We'll work on that another time. I think I need to think about this a little bit. What exactly am I doing here? Or should I just continue to wing it? I also extended this path out a little bit so it links up all the way. I think what I may do is, once we get outside the house, aka past this block, I may change it from being a dark oak wood slab. I want to get the proper name now. Instead of being dark oak wood slab, I may change it to being some sort of more like outdoor path material, like with gravel and, I don't know, podzol. The new dirt. That do I have any gravel? Can I make some of that? Let's just make some real quick. I have not made any of that yet. There's no gravel there. Why don't I have any gravel? There's one piece of... That's fantastic. I have one... Really? Okay. One piece of gravel. Let's go check. Oh, you know what? I bet I have some over here. If not, I'm gonna steal somebody like 5 or 6 pieces of gravel. I don't think anybody's gonna miss 5 or 6 pieces of gravel. Don't forget to tell me in the comments what you think about the town square there. Yeah, there's some. Okay. So you make the new dirt that will not change into grass. You make it like this, right? Coarse dirt. And can we reverse that? Yeah, that works too. All right, 44 coarse dirt. We'll just put the gravel back for now. Well, it's only one piece. Let's just take it. And maybe we'll make kind of an outdoor path thing. I don't know. I haven't really made any real decisions. I'm just flying by the seat of my pants with this house and making sort of instinctual decisions. Try not. I guess that's a chimney fire sound. I'm trying not to overthink things too much, and I don't want to do conventional stuff. So maybe we will just continue the wood straight out. But the stuff that does not change into dirt looks like this. Oh, okay, so now that I look at it in person, it's definitely a little darker than normal dirt. Oops, okay, but, okay, that converted very quickly. You can see it's a little bit darker. We may do something with that instead of this plank. Let's just tear this up real quick and see what that might look like. Just this section right about here. Yeah, you see the transparent block right there. I'm not sure exactly how to trigger that. Coarse dirt. And maybe we'll do something like this so that some of them will turn into normal grass. Okay, that may have some potential. We may also mix in some gravel or some other things. I don't know. We'll work on it. Let me know what you think in the comments. And I would say we'd climb up here and get an overall shot. But the exterior hasn't really changed that much. I guess we can do it anyway. Yeah, okay. The exterior looks about the same. We have an additional room, though. We also need a path leading up to the roof. But I'm out of time for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave your feedback in the comments. I do read it through them. Even I read through all the comments, even if I don't always respond to them. So your feedback is appreciated. We need this squiddy, and I'm waiting to make more banners until we move to the next snapshot because they added more options for the banners. I have a design that I've been working on. But we're going to wait till we update the server to the next snapshot before I really fiddle with that. Anyway, I'm droning on and on. We'll see you next time. See you later. Bye-bye.